welcome back. It's Coach Peggy Lynn. So you are engaged in some modality that is mind, body, spirit based, and you want to know if it's working. Mind works that way. I gotta know, is it working, is it working? In this video, I'm going to be discussing some of the more common, maybe not so common, indicators that the energy work you are participating in is in fact working. Number one is yawning. And yawning is, I would say, the most common thing that we can observe over the different modalities where we're just experiencing this release. You know, there is the soft yawn, and then there's the full-on yawn where your mouth is just open like a snake about to eat a rabbit or something, where the energy, the blockage that's been released is just so big that a flood of energy is released. Number two is crying. And even if the issue that is making you cry is not at the forefront of your mind, our spirit knows, right? So as the energy work is taking place, there is this amazing thing that can happen where it's tapped into, the issue is tapped into, and it can well up emotion and result in you crying. The crying is an amazing release. And here's a side note. If you ever feel really tense, and you're looking for a release, you can put on a sad song, you can put on a sad movie, or think of something that makes you sad and induce a crying where you are tapping into the emotion that really is already there. And when you cry, that is an amazing release. Number three is tearing. And there is a distinction between the tearing and the crying. And the distinction that I am making between the two is that the tearing occurs and there's no emotion attached. You just notice that your eye is just producing a liquid. And it's interesting, in the previous segment I mentioned the crying. There is actually research out there that shows that the chemical makeup of our tears based on the emotion that prompted the tears is actually different. So your happy tears has a particular chemical makeup, your sad tears have a chemical makeup, and some people cry out of anger, and that has its own chemical makeup. So back to the tearing. So as we're doing this energy work and you notice that your eyes are simply watering and there's no real emotion attached, that is tearing, and that is another form of release. Your body, more often than not, somewhere around the stomach area. And what that is simply just that it's a mass of energy. And as we've discussed in previous videos, the energy has its own frequency. The energy of more challenging emotions that are not dealt with, that are not given a chance to be released from the body, the more you're piling on and not dealing with it, it does condense and can form a mass inside of your body, an energetic mass inside of your body. So sometimes when you are participating in this energy work, you can perceive that denseness inside of your body. What I would say is have compassion, hold yourself in compassion, and just allow it to be there. Because for some people, it can be a little bit startling to all of a sudden realize that there's this thing that feels like it's so real, because on some level it is real, but there can be this thing that it feels so real that is inside of their body and they've never taken note before. Number five signal that you can have to let you know that the energy work that you are participating in is in fact working is when you feel a wave of emotion. It is very possible to experience emotion that is detached from a story, and that is my preferred way of operating, so that when you are doing the EFT or you are doing the Reiki and all of a sudden an emotion arises inside of you, maybe it's anger or you just feel sadness, to allow that to just be there and not look for a reason to be sad or look for the story to attach to it, but to simply allow the wisdom of your body to begin to release. This is an emotion that was trapped inside of your body, to just give it space to release. This is an emotion that was trapped inside of your body. Your body's wisdom is allowing you to have an experience where there's no story attached. It's just the emotion that is ready to be released. So your role in that case, if you perceive an emotion that is maybe not positive, let me say it like that, you experience an emotion that is not positive, I would say that your role then is to, again, hold yourself in compassion and allow it to simply move. Number six is gas. Hello? Number 6 is gas. That can be in the form of flatulence, that can be in the form of burping. It is not uncommon to be burping your way through a treatment session or farting your way through a treatment session. That again is simply energy being broken up inside of your body, resulting in, excess gas being formed. And again, don't attach any meaning to it, don't attach any story to it, or even embarrassment. It's simply your body doing what it knows to do to aid in that release process. Number 7 is a perceived change in temperature. Now, I myself have had the experience of all of a sudden feeling very cold or all of a sudden feeling very hot when I'm engaged in energy work. This is a video that is outlining some of the more basic experiences one might have when they're engaged in an energy work session, and to go a little bit deeper into the meanings of the different changes in your physiology, for example. That is a little bit outside of the scope of this video. However, what I would say is it is not unreasonable to take a leap to say that the flash of heat is related to some type of anger, okay? Or the flash of cold is related to some form of rejection in your life. So we're going to just leave it there. So the change in your temperature, again, is a way that you are experiencing that release as you're participating in this energy work. Number 8 is insights. There are times when you are participating in a session and all of a sudden something will just click in your mind. You have a fresh insight, there's a fresh knowing all of a sudden, and that arises as the result of the other blockages being pushed out of the way, being cleared out of the way. So all of a sudden something makes sense, or all of a sudden you are able to see a different meaning as to why you did something or someone did something to you. Number 9 is visions. Sometime during the energy work, your third eye can become activated, and all of a sudden you are seeing things that are in a different realm. And that is just another indication that some blockages have been removed and you're able to now see more clearly. It can be something from the past, it can be something from the future. Sometimes it is something actually from another realm that you are now tapping into, you have access to. And I love that kind of thing. I love when that happens. Number 10 is colors. Sometimes we can be blessed, and I'm calling it a blessing because that is access to those other realms. Sometimes engaging in the energy work opens up like a portal to another realm, and you begin to actually see colors. Colors may be correlating to the major chakras, and then that is very easy for you to make a meaning out of why you are seeing those colors if you are familiar with the colors and the chakras. And sometimes you may just see a melange of different colors. And like I say, that's also one of my favorite things to experience as either the receiver or the giver in these energy work processes, because again, it is giving you access to another realm. You're tapping into something that is beyond your physical sight, and that's awesome. Okay, so that is it. I just wanted to come and share some of the indicators that the processes are actually working. And let me say this as a caveat. Just because you don't experience any of the things that I've mentioned here doesn't mean that the process is not working for you. Sometimes what you are able to handle or what is best for you is to simply have a calming experience where not too much is happening on a level that you're able to perceive. Let me say it like that. Not too much is happening that you are able to perceive, but the work is still getting done. The work is still getting done. It could just be that your higher self is aware that it's not the time for you to see visions. It is not the time for you to perceive a change in your physiology. And that's okay too. All right. So if you enjoyed this content, if you found it interesting, do go ahead and leave a comment down below. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, bye-bye.